want them sworn in? The long.
I want everyone sworn in. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Village of Royal Palm Beach Special Magistrate hearing for Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. According to Verizon, we're 3 minutes late, but we can get started now. My name's Doug McKibben. I'm the Special Magistrate. First thing I'm going to do is swear everyone in. So everyone, please raise your right hand. Say, I do, and we're done. Does everyone swear or affirm the testimony we're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say, I do. She got the right hand after a minute. All right, most of our cases today, or actually all of our cases today, are going to be violation or fine assessment hearings. When you hear your name being called, please go up to the podium over there. The village attorney will try to show you some documents, see if you object to them being introduced. They will present testimony regarding the potential or alleged code enforcement violation. You can question their witness. You can put on your own testimony. You can put in your own documents. At the end of it all, I get to make a decision. And then I'll swear other people in as they eventually wander in, like those last two over there. I think I've hit the highlights. You may want to put your phones on silent just for fun. I'm not going to yell at you for it, but it is kind of fun watching people dig around for it. I get to figure out what your ringtones are. All right, with that being said, please take it away, Village of Royal Palm.
Thank you. Amity Barnard, Village Attorney. We're starting on page 1 of the agenda with irreparable, irreversible hearings. Case 25-0826, 1171 North State Road 7, Florida South Division, LLC.
Special Magistrate Code sections are 26-29, 26-31, 26-32D6, 26-75.1C4, 26-73B3, 23-49, and 21.7-2. Violations of the conditions of approval causing unsafe traffic conditions. This is an irreparable and irreversible hearing. I observed the violation on 8/26/25, and the notice of violation and notice of hearing was sent on 8/26/25. I would like to submit the following documents as evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, notice of hearing with an affidavit of service. Exhibit 2 is the verification of ownership. Exhibit 3 are the pictures, and Exhibit 4 is a site plan. Just a correction, Ms. Special Magistrate, the violation was sent out on 26th.
Anyone here from Aldi's?
You here? Can you go to that podium? And what's your name, sir?
Could you spell your last name, sir?
Z-A-M-O-R-A.
And your relation to the LLC?
Director of Warehouse Operations.
Okay.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. I just want to make sure the microphone is picking you up. It's hard to hear you over there. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and notice of hearing. The notice of violation and notice of hearing itself. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing who owns the property. Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation. I didn't say dated photographs. And then Exhibit 4 is, let me get this
Site plan.
second. Yeah, let me get the second page.
Sure.
Yep, that's what I need right there. Exhibit 4 is the site plan, 2 sheets of it. This one is showing the truck and loading and staging area. Any objection to these exhibits being entered?
Nope.
Okay, admitted without objection. I guess I don't get out at night much anymore because I don't remember seeing the traffic jam, but I know the road very well. So they're queuing up on southbound State Road 7 and going in on the Regal side, according to this picture by the gas station. Is that what you're showing me?
Yes, and we do have an additional more witnesses that the village would like to call before we hear from the respondent. We have deputies from Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office who...
At least 4 of them are going to come by. Okay.
Yes, I think we'll start with one and see if we need to call everybody, but if we could start with you, sir.
All right, tell us your name for the record, and then tell us what you know about this case.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Deputy Garza, ID 35676 with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office.
And your first name?
Michael?
And explain to the magistrate, it's my understanding that you've been to this site and written several things, so just explain to the magistrate what you've witnessed.
So, Your Honor, I primarily work in Royal Palm, as you know. My sector is 32 sector, which is the corridor from the extension south on State Road 7 to Belvedere Road, the Walmart. So this area, the warehouse, the Regal, the Sunoco, is all under my sector that I patrol every night. I can tell you that this has been an ongoing issue now, probably for, I would say, over a year now. When I first came to Royal Palm, my understanding, the trucks were allowed to get inside. From what I spoke with several employees, including managers there on night shift, they changed their policy where they were doing like a check-in, only allowing the people in the gate on their exact appointment time, which means that these semi-trucks have nowhere to stage. From my understanding, I guess the drawings of the original warehouse, there was originally a staging point on the north side of the building that's not being utilized or got stopped being utilized. And these tractor trailers, which has, I would say, maybe 30 to 50 of them a night, would stage from the Sunoco gas station where the entrance to the Aldi's warehouses just past where the Regal is. They would go up to Okeechobee, and then on the eastbound lanes where the Fox Trail is in front of Target, the line would essentially continue. So the problem is one, it's becoming a safety issue. Some of these trucks, I'm sure you can see the pictures, when they're making that turn, the back end of the trailer is sticking out into other lanes. So, 1 or 2 in the morning, someone might not be driving fully, they might not be fully aware, and all you got to do is rear end that tractor trailer and there'd be a fatality.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when you say staging, where exactly are the trucks staging?
So there is nowhere for these trucks to stage. They're staging on state roads, which is becoming a issue as far as for the general public.
And what roadways specifically?
Southbound North State Road 7 going up to Okeechobee, and then if you make that left, Fox Trail, going eastbound, they're wrapping around the PNC Bank that's there, and it continues on from there, possibly all the way to Wildcat sometimes that far. So you can imagine there's probably 35 to 50 trucks there alone. They're trying their best, these semi-trucks. It's not their fault. These guys are coming from all over the country, and every night it's different people. I've talked to several of them. They're coming from Texas all the way to North Dakota. So the issue isn't them. They're being told by the private security company that's there on Aldi's Way. I'm not sure if you're familiar. They actually did hire a private security company. The gentleman sits at the intersection where the Cube Smart is on the northwest side, and he literally directs them to stage to go to the following entrance, which is the opening of the Regal movie theater where the Sunoco gas station is, which from my understanding is the property of Regal 18, or the Regal movie theater. The manager there, Rob, is upset because he's losing business, as well as the Sunoco gas station. Nobody can go in through that entrance because the tractor trailers are lined up at, sometimes they're staging for hours in the line. So the public safety issue, loss of business and revenue to the businesses there in that area. For the record, I've written everything in my report here. If you would like to submit it for evidence, everything that I've told you about today is here.
All right, we'll just give that to counsel, and she will let that be reviewed by the respondent for a second. We'll see if he has any objections to that being entered into the record.
So we're going to keep this out because we have a different date. So this is a report. We're not going to enter this into the record officially. We have the evidence that you need is in the case file that you have there. As he testified at the beginning of his testimony, this has been occurring several dates. The matter before you tonight is relative to one specific date. This does not pertain to that date.
Okay, so you're saying it has happened on numerous occasions, but the village is only pursuing it on one evening as an irreparable, irreversible injury.
The magistrate said for at tonight's hearing is August 21st of 2025. As he testified, this is a nightly occurrence, so PBSO has been out there on multiple days, but this report is not for that date.
Okay.
And I'll ask, that's all, I think, from the village's perspective. I'll ask that you stay in case this gentleman wants to cross-examine you, or in case the special magistrate has any questions for you.
Great, let's go through the rest.
I think all we need, yeah, unless there's questions, we can have others, but the testimony is the same.
All right, sir, do you have any questions of the officer? No. Okay, well, that's easy. All right. Why don't you go hang out there with your friends and...
Until he rules on the case, just in case anything comes up. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay, so I've got photographs of numerous semi-tractor trailers with WB 40, 50s, and 60s probably being drawn. And they go run around and they park them on the road and they're not letting them into the site.
The site plan, that's Exhibit 4, there's 2 pages there. The second page of that has a designated parking and loading area that goes up all around the side of the property. That's where the trucks, and I think the officer, or the deputy rather, was testifying to that, but that's where the village has approved that staging to occur. It seems, based on the testimony of the deputy, that there's been an operational change on the part of Aldi, that now the trucks are not being allowed to enter the site, so they're staging out on the public roadway. So that's the case before you. As you indicated, this is cited as irreparable and irreversible for that one date of August 21st, 2025. The village is seeking a one-time fine for that date of $1,000 for that irreparable violation. And obviously, we'd ask you to find them an irreversible violation, and also find that the village had good service for today's hearing based on the violation of the site plan that's been approved by the village.
If I may, I don't have any questions, but I do have a statement. Will I be given
It'll be
a
your turn.
chance?
Yep, your turn
okay.
is coming right
Great.
now.
No worries.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. On behalf of Aldi's.
Yeah, first off, don't dispute anything the officer said, and appreciate all the hard work they do at night trying to keep everyone safe, so thank you for that. And as the officer said, the past year has been a pretty rough year for us because, as I'm sure the village is aware, we've been going through an expansion and renovation that you guys have permitted for the past 18 months. So we have been expanding our warehouse, which in turn has caused some operational issues and had some operational changes that came with it. So in order to continue to service the community of South Florida, we've had to expand quite a bit. We've added an additional 250 jobs for Royal Palm, and now we're employing over 650 employees out of that DC. But that obviously hasn't come with some headaches and unfortunately some backing up onto the road and changes we had to make to the site plan. So as a community partner, obviously we take that very seriously and have worked quite diligently to try and lower or lessen the impact as much as possible on the neighbors, but understand that it hasn't been all successful. Luckily, though, we have now completed our renovation as of October, so the dominoes have now started to fall where we will be able to use our staging lanes again. So if I may, I have some things that we've done since May to try and alleviate that, but then I have 3 main points that will really help alleviate this completely and show our willingness to work with the city in any manner necessary. So
We'll keep going.
okay. So beginning May, and to the officer's point, we do have a lot of truck drivers coming from all over the country to deliver products for our citizens of South Florida. And we have been preemptively calling those suppliers and telling them to please have the truck drivers show up during their allotted window and use appropriate truck stops along the turnpike in order to prevent them from backing up in the city. So we have gone out of our way and contacted every single supplier and shared that with every single driver. But as the officer stated, not everyone listens at times and decides to show up when they can, because granted, they're also subject to traffic and are choosing areas to back up into that we aren't telling them to park in. But we're trying to preemptively handle some of that. In May, we also, part of our expansion, opened up more doors to receive in more trucks. So we were able to physically cut out 20 new doors in our DC to be able to alleviate some of that pressure backing up on the road. In May, we also created 14 new staging temporary lanes because, as the officer stated and as the attorney did, our site plan has staging areas. But because our warehouse employee individual car parking lot wasn't completed until October, all those additional 250 employees had to park somewhere on the property, and that was taking away from our trucking space, which is why we had to change our operations on how trucks arrive. Luckily, that is now completed, and those 250 employees are now able to park in the city-permitted parking, and that has freed up an additional 28 truck spots for our trucks to be able to get on property and park there and avoid the backing up onto Elliott Way and Regal Way as well. In addition to that, we have also added a complete second shift. So before, we would only receive the trucks overnight from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., we have opened up a complete second shift where we are receiving trucks from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're staffing the employees for all of that to get trucks from overnight and bring that congestion down and bring them during the day. So we've taken 20 additional trucks there during the day. In the process of doing that, as the police officer stated, we've also have a security company who's getting trucks turned quicker. So as soon as they're done delivering at our door, we're asking them to please exit the property so that way a new truck can come in and start unloading. We've hired a new offloading company within the warehouse to get those trucks turned as well in a faster manner, allowing for more space. So although I know these pictures on this night don't show that, there is a lot of effort going into it, and the reason for having to change our staging was due to something the city was well aware of, given the permitting process and everything we've gone through our expansion. Now, that's what we've done up until this point, but really the biggest change now comes that our expansion is completed. So effective this month and by November 1st, we're adding more trucks from overnight, shifting trucks from overnight to that second afternoon shift. So we're doubling the capacity in that afternoon shift to allow for an easier flow of trucks in. We have also gained an additional 30 truck parking spots. So we're now up to 57 parking spots, city approved from our staging site plan on our property past our guardhouse. So we will be able to go back to allowing them to come onto property and wait now that the renovation is completed fully. We had other building materials taking that up. But lastly, and the biggest change for us is we have 26 DCs throughout the United States, and typical check-in process, not only with us, but with most warehouses, is the truck driver checks in at the guardhouse in their vehicle, with their vehicle and their paperwork. So as you can imagine, a line gets created as trucks wait that ends up backing up like the pictures show here. What we have now gotten approval from Aldi is to change our procedure. So what's going to happen now is they're going to show up to the guardhouse. We're going to wave them in and assign them one of our new 57 spots. They're going to park and get out of their vehicle and walk to our check-in spot. So instead of having 57 trucks waiting to get on property, we'll have 57 parked trucks on our property approved by the city and 57 people in line as opposed to the vehicles. So with all of these changes, obviously, we hope to show the city that we've done everything possible during this construction period. We aim to do more, and within a reasonable request, if this doesn't meet the requirements of the city, we aim to do even more if necessary. But there's been a lot of work in this, and we take this very seriously. We don't want to be a burden on any of our neighbors. Typically, our LDDCs aren't in cities like this. They're typically in more remote areas. But 10 years ago, when we were welcomed into South Florida, the city specifically carved out this land and wanted to offer it up to bring the jobs. We've brought the jobs, but obviously that hasn't come without some headaches, and we look to actively resolve those and work with the city.
Okay.
Thank you.
If I could, I just need to have Officer Garza come up one more time with regard to the pictures that you have before you. He was actually the taker of the photographs, and I forgot to have him testify to that.
So he has to authenticate them?
That's correct. Can you restate your name for the record, sir?
Deputy Michael Garza with
And-
Palm Sheriff's Office.
You previously testified that you were on site on August 21st, 2025. The photographs that you're looking at on the screen in front of you and that have been presented, those are photographs that you took and provided to the village, is that correct?
Yes, I took them inside of my patrol vehicle.
Okay, thank you, Special Magistrate.
Okay. Well, it seems obvious that at least on August 21st, you haven't quite made it up to speed about getting these things off the road. And my prior comment was correct. I'm not out at 1 o'clock in the morning looking at the problems on State Road 7, but that doesn't mean other people aren't, and this is not a dangerous situation.
Absolutely.
It is really generated by your use as maybe independent truckers, but they're coming to the Aldi facility at your request to deliver things. You pretty much admitted this happened, and it's basically was your fault. That's the $1,000 there. The problem becomes when you become a repeat, irreparable, irreversible issue, the fines bump.
Sure, yeah, we understand
They
that.
bump up to, I think I've done to like 15 grand on it for one event.
To 5,000 per event. And the village just wants to be very clear, so I want to make sure that we state it to you tonight. I appreciate your testimony about what you've done to alleviate the problem. My understanding is that the problem is continuing even as of today. So I would hope that after this hearing, I just want you to be on notice that if it continues tonight, tomorrow night, et cetera, you can expect to be back here because the village is very concerned about the life safety impacts of the trucks being on the road. So I appreciate your testimony about what you've done.
Yep.
Just make sure that it's being implemented so that it's not happening every night.
Yeah, but to be clear, the big change of the swap of the process of the operations of it at the guardhouse is effective November 1st. So there's a lot of moving parts in this. It's not just as easy as us saying, hey, we want the changes. There's food safety involved. We've had to get.
But I'm not going to sit here and say, well, you have until November 1st because that's just,
Yep.
a potential death every night. Okay?
Understandably,
And
yeah.
so,
We're trying to do everything we can to facilitate that.
You're trying to get everything done in a period of the next 23 days or whatever that is. Yeah, 23 days because we have
Yep.
Halloween. But you need to start letting a lot more in so these things don't make officers have to take pictures and show up. I
Sure.
mean, this is a hazardous situation. This is not like the guy who started selling grills out of a tent in front of, what was it, Target. So, I'm going to go for the $1,000 for the irreparable injury, and you really need to work on it and get those things off the road now. I mean, it may be fully up to speed on the 1st of November, but if you have to sort of crowd them and jockey them in, that's what you really need to do. Next time they come out, it's not going to be $1,000, it's going to be more.
What is the next level?
I don't know, maybe 5.
There have been, I don't want to complicate the record for tonight's hearing, but there have been a lot of instances already. So we would probably be seeking the maximum fine amount,
Which is what?
$5,000 per incident,
event.
per violation.
So that'd be per day. That's a very hefty parking fee.
Yeah, but
All right.
just so we're clear, that means that anyone backing up on the roads that we're actively affecting, right? So Regal Way, Elliott Way?
Any
All
of
of
your
it,
trucks
state
that
road
are on a
7.
public right of way, yeah.
But we can't control trucks that are backing up on Okeechobee. We have no impact on where the truck drivers decide to stop. We're actively telling them, please don't stop anywhere, right? So if a truck driver decides to randomly stop at the Target in front of Okeechobee and he's delivering to our property, we're responsible for that then too?
We don't need to get into that here today. The only incident that's before the magistrate is the one event. My point to you was just to tell you that my understanding is this has not been all the way solved. So I wanted to encourage you to try to do everything you can for tonight to not have people backing up 50 trucks deep on the roadways, because that is not what's approved by the village. Despite your expansion, the village never approved during that expansion for you to have trucks stacking up on all the roadways waiting to get into the site. That was not part of the village's approval. So that was all I was trying to communicate is,
Okay, but I
this is
just
one
want to be clear
incident.
that it's only what's backing up within
That is
our
waiting to get into
control,
your
right?
site. That's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The August 21st incident is granted. Finding of service via posting, I would assume. Yep, because I have an affidavit of service.
Thank you, Special Magistrate.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, did we just get that in the mail then?
You get an order in the mail.
Staying on the same page, status/fine assessment hearings, case 25-0528, 120 Sparrow Drive, Parkview at Palm Beach Condominium Association, Inc.
Margaret Hancock, Code Enforcement Officer for the Village of Royal Palm. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
And your name, sir?
Anthony Kramer,
And your relation to the association?
the community manager.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the prior order finding violation with the signed certified mail. of that order. Exhibit 2 is the Division of Appropriations information for the association.
I close that door.
Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violation.
Right.
You want to see that one again?
No,
Thank
no.
you. That's the fault.
It's
Thank
gonna
you.
fall.
Any objection to these documents
Anthony,
being entered?
that one's fine. Anthony, leave that one open.
No
That
objection.
one's good.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, admitted without objection. What are we doing here? Normally, I do status/fine requests to give you opportunities to make some progress and prove some progress before you get fined. So who am I waiting for? Margaret?
Explain what's been done since.
They have obtained the engineering permit, and I believe they're working on the landscape, although they have not came up with a final solution on that. And the sidewalks, I believe you're waiting on the milestone thing because you have to replace some of them or something like that.
Yes, so we did get regarding the pothole repairs, we received permitting on September 30th. We got confirmation from All County Paving that the work is scheduled for October 21st and 22nd to do the pothole repairs, and striping and car stops on October 23rd. I have a picture of the places that have been identified, but we did receive permitting for it, and the work is scheduled with All County Paving.
Okay.
Regarding the walkways that are stained, that is right. Those are subject to our Phase 3 milestone inspection. We are currently doing our demolition and excavation, our probing. That work started this week. I expect that work to happen. It's at 6 sample areas where we're just kind of removing portions of the envelope and on the stairwell and on the building exterior, testing samples of the concrete. We're going to get an engineering report that comes out as a result of that, and I expect that engineering report to come out at the end of this month. Once we get that engineering report, we'll get bids, and we'll do the work that is required for remediation. As part of that remediative effort, we will have the sidewalks, sandblasted and then painted, and they'll be restored. But it's a part of this process. The main concern right now is to make sure that if there are any areas that need to be repaired, that those repairs happen with the engineer's guidance.
Okay.
The landscaping, we've had the landscaping evaluated, and it looks like the concerned areas, the distressed and dying landscaping is related to insufficient sun. That's from overgrown hardwoods. We've engaged Monster Tree Service to do a Class 2 tree pruning in order to pull back and allow sun to come in. Once that's done, we'll immediately install sod and the missing hedge material.
Okay. So we appear to have at least one permit. We're getting the sidewalk things done. I spent a summer sandblasting a boat in the Miami River. That was a lot of fun. And then you might want to reconsider the paint thing, because once you paint it, you got to paint it for life. So, but that's all up to you. What's the village say about all of this?
When is the landscaping that you talked about? When is that going to happen?
He said he's getting his tree pruned so the landscaping will get enough light to live. And once the trees are pruned, they will sod and re-hedge.
No, I heard what he said. I just didn't hear a
When?
timeline.
I think the trees are done.
I'm expecting that the trees will be pruned within a couple of weeks. Once that happens, we're immediately ready to start putting the sod down and the hedges that are missing.
Okay. And how come that hasn't been done between the last hearing and this hearing? That has nothing to do with the milestone inspection,
It
right?
has nothing to do with the milestone inspection. It's just a matter of getting the board to approve unbudgeted items, understanding what need to happen, and going forward with a more substantive plan. At first, we were going to just put down the sod, put down the landscaping to address the code violation. Ultimately, it would be sunk costs that the sod would eventually die again. So we adjusted our plan and realized that we needed to do the tree trimming effort first.
Okay. And then you talked about having the paving scheduled. When is that scheduled for?
The paving schedule, the paving is part of the milestone
Right.
inspection. I'll know once we finish the milestone inspection, the phase 2 of the milestone inspection. That work is currently happening. The samples areas are being tested right now.
Okay.
But I need to wait for the engineer's report. Once I get the engineer's report, we're going to need to go out to bid to do the repairs that are required based off of that report. I don't have a good timeline.
Okay.
I just know that we are in process and we have to follow this process.
Were you sworn, Ms. Walker? Okay.
So since you brought up the milestone inspection report, the building department has not received an update on that.
We can, as soon as we get it, we'll have it for you.
So you originally did a milestone inspection and submitted a report,
Right.
right? So what are you waiting, what are you waiting on?
The conclusion of this exploratory demolition. So we've gotten the phase 1 milestone inspection report that says you need to go to proceed to phase 2. They started the phase 2 inspection report and identified areas that needed additional evaluation, additional inspection. Some of those areas that were identified, they selected a sample of 6 areas where we need to remove some of the concrete, test the concrete, see what's behind the building envelope. That's the part that we're doing right now. Once we do that, the engineer is going to follow up with his phase 2 inspection report that we'll submit to you.
Initially, about a year ago, you did the first milestone inspection, and you sent that report to the building department.
Yes.
And we haven't received any updates since that.
I can send to you their first report. So since that phase 1 milestone inspection report, they sent us a report that identifies areas of concern.
Yes.
And from that, so I can send that to you.
I believe Mr. Hill, our building official, had accepted your initial report, but you're supposed to continue to follow up on that because us as the building department, we're required to make sure that you're following the state statute when it comes to the 3-story and higher buildings to do with the milestone inspections. So you do need to keep him apprised of what's going on. Like when you get those reports, those need to be emailed in. I think you have his email address.
I do. I will send him what I have, which is
Yes,
the
please
latest,
do.
and then there will be coming behind that his final report for the
Please do,
phase 2.
because he mentioned the other day that we were going to have to follow up and maybe pursue action on that since, because he felt like he was not getting any kind of response.
Okay, that's my first understanding
Yeah.
from him regarding that. So,
Yeah, no, he needs to be kept up to date with what's
Okay.
going on with that. Please do.
tomorrow I'll send him an email
Perfect.
with the latest information.
Perfect, thank you.
And what I was trying to get at, Special Magistrate, is that at the last hearing, he was given a couple of months. At the last hearing, this was originally written in June, so we're 4 months later, and what I'm not hearing is a whole lot of concrete timelines about when we're going to be done. It sounds at this hearing, again, like we're waiting for engineers and we're waiting for people to get contracted and for bids to go out and all of that, but I'm still not hearing a final date of remedying the violation.
I wish I could give you a final date. I just know that the progress is being made toward that piece. Stained walkways is it's an important piece, but it is ultimately a piece that's at the end of a process that we're going through.
I get that, and that's why I asked you about the trees, because that has nothing to do with it. So I was hoping you were going to come to this hearing and show the village that you were making good faith efforts to get remedied the things you could without having to wait for the milestone inspection. But I'm not hearing that. I heard that you all made a different decision about how you wanted to proceed, and here we are 2 months later at another hearing where we agreed to set it for status, and there's been essentially nothing done other than, I don't want to dismiss the working with the engineers and the professionals, but nothing has been complied from the village's list of violations. So that's what I was asking the questions about. We're not opposed to
guess
giving a little bit more time, but
We set this for status conference next month and see if they've done anything. And then if they haven't, maybe we'll start kicking some fines out.
yeah, I mean, if it's a result of them having to go through processes, I understand that. But if there are things they can do to check off the violations, that's what I was hoping.
Last time it was a couple of months, by next month.
Landscape issue at all.
Okay.
The trees will be trimmed.
Oh, no, that's what she wants to see is
Right.
when you come in here next month, pictures of trees and sod and at least one check in the box of 3 items here that says done. The permit on the parking is like a mostly done because that really becomes you've got to do it, now you have your permit. So,
Well, in his testimony at the last hearing, which I strongly objected to, was the paving. They're waiting on the paving to do the rest of it because they don't want to pave areas that they have to then dig up or drill holes to or whatever. So we get that. But yes, if you'll continue it and then set a new compliance date.
yeah, next meeting you'll come in and you'll tell us what you've done, and it needs to be a lot more certain.
I know the landscaping will be done,
Okay,
and I know
good.
the pothole repairs will be done.
All right, we'll reset this for next month.
Establish, just so, depending on what happens at the next hearing, if you could establish a new compliance date of November 10th, and or appearance at the 11/12 fine hearing, and maintain the same $50 per day fine.
Got it, granted. Okay, we will see you next month.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Page now.
Next case down, 25-0574, 9701 Belvedere Road, 11 LLC.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
The Wall.
Not,
Pink
that's one,
Floyd
too, at
album.
9801.
How are you?
I'm good. Oh, and your last one, you had service by a signed green card.
Your name, sir, for the record?
James Harrigan.
And your relation to the LLC?
Director of Property Management.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation. And Ms. Hancock, how do we have service on this?
It should be there. It was delivered.
Okay, oh, I may bring you back another
Oh,
document.
I'm sorry. I got both of them on this one.
Sure.
Perfect,
Both
thank
of
you.
them were delivered at the same time. I meant to have a copy of that. Surprised I do not.
Okay.
I did.
All right, sorry, this is what I was after. This is the signed certified mail for
Yep.
the previous
Thought I
order.
did.
Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, showing who owns the property. And Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violation. Any objection to the documents being entered?
These photos?
They're new photos, yeah, reinspection photos.
Okay. Oh, of the wall, sorry.
Yeah, yep. No,
Thinking about
no
the
new
ret-
violations.
I was thinking about
just
the
no new
retention
dates.
pond.
This is just the status of the wall.
Yeah. So, last I was here, we were talking about how we were exploring options of changing the material of the wall. So I reached out to Planning and Zoning, and I was working with Alicia Ham, and she pulled all the documents, the original development agreements from when the land was originally developed in 2007. So she provided me all of that, and this buffer wall or fence or whatever we want to call it, it must remain a concrete wall. So if we did want to change the material, it would have to go through this huge site plan modification, and we would have to come to an agreement with
Cost more than your wall.
every adjacent property, which probably would take forever. So we have engaged Aerial Precast, who can match the existing material. There's just a lot of moving parts with this now. So they have to go in and start doing shop drawings, and they have to be approved by the architect or engineer of record 12 weeks prior to any installation happening. We do have a condo association on one side of us, and they have a lot of tall shrubs on the other side of our wall, so we have to engage them and ask them how they want us to deal with that, if they just want us to work from one side, or if they want us to work with their shrubs to then return them once the new wall is in place. And we have to obviously notify all the other neighboring properties. So when all said and done, an estimated start date would be probably sometime in January. I'm assuming we have to pull some kind of fence permit, which I still have to ask her if we have to do any kind of survey, because once we do start the project, we'll have to bring a landscaper in, especially on our side, to remove all the shrubs against the existing wall to then later return. Demo would probably take approximately a week, and then aerial precast would have to come back, and another week of digging like 3-foot diameter holes for the posts, and then it would be another week of installation of the new fence. So there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of I's to dot and T's to cross, but we're estimating a start time around January sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, concrete. Well, it's a fence, but concrete.
The concrete wall more than
It's
a
a,
fence.
yeah. Alicia was
I remember
referring
they've
to it
done
as a
lot of
buffer
other
wall.
work around this site.
Sorry?
I remember they've done a lot of other things around, other than the wall.
Took care of everything
They took
other
care of
than the
everything
wall.
but
All
the
that's
wall,
left
and
is
the
the
wall
wall.
is-
They did clean up the retention areas.
Yeah, because that's the one good thing about being here sort of on a
It's the
normal basis.
wall.
I know you've done stuff, which is why I
Willing.
gave you more time to do some more things.
Thank you.
And, all right, so you're just going to get slide-in walls, almost sort of like the walls that are the barriers on 95 and such.
They're very similar, yeah. So they're like 6-foot high precast sections. It's like 1,100 linear square feet almost. It's almost like 50% of our property.
Big wall, because it's two parcels.
What's the estimated time to complete the work once it starts?
Well, they're saying right now, once we get like demo and everybody in place, so once all the wall sections are produced and everything and they're ready to go, I would bring a landscaper in obviously before that when we have a start date, but they're saying it would probably take about a week to do the entire demo, give or take. And then they'd have to come back again, aerial precast, and then they have to dig about 3-foot diameter holes for the new posts all the way around. And then they would bring in the new sections and install, which would probably take a week or two. So,
How long does it take to make the precast walls? Because you're talking about getting started in January.
right.
It's going to take them 6 months to make the walls, so we're looking at next August before they're fixed?
No, they said they would be able to start and have everything produced. They're in, like, starting to put together shop drawings right now. So with that approval, they're going to go into production. So that they were giving us the estimated start date of around sometime in January.
So that means, when you say start date, that means that's when they're going to come to the site and start digging those 3-foot holes and start
Just starting
preparing the
demo
site.
and
then a couple of weeks after that,
right.
have it completed, so.
Would be lovely to have it done by February.
In January, or do you want to see if they're done in February?
I think the
I
village's
could always
preference
like
is
give
to.
you guys updates as well if you would like
Yeah,
me to.
if the magistrate is okay, do this one, establish a new compliance date in December, put them back right before the December hearing, and make sure that timeline is still tracking. Again, this one is written in June. I understand there's a lot of things to coordinate, but
All right, so you want them to come back in December?
December and make
just
sure
to
that
give us a
that is
report
holding.
and tell us
Yeah.
what it Cool. Okay, 12 what? 12 what?
12/1, 12/10, or 25.
It was 50, wasn't it?
25,
25, sorry.
right? Yeah.
And is this going to be kind of identical for the next case?
Yes. Was there a finding of service? I think you did make a finding of service on this one.
Service via signed green card. I know you love the pro formas of showing them everything so we can do this quickly and just give the same result.
Do that, special magistrate.
She's a very stickler for detailed kind of attorney. We love them.
5-0575-9801 Belvedere Road 11 LLC.
Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, Notice, order finding violation, Exhibit 2, verification ownership, Exhibit 3, pictures.
I had to find you a paperclip. All right.
You're still the same person?
Same me.
Perfect. Same drill as the last one. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation. Page 2 of that order. And then this is the same certified mail. You got both of them in the same
Yes.
envelope. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing who owns the property. Same thing. Exhibit 3 is a dated photograph of the violation. Any objection to these documents being entered?
No.
Thank you.
Admitted without objection. Mr. Harrigan, is your testimony the same as on this case as with the last?
Same.
12-1, 12-10, 25 is granted. Service on both by signed green cards.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The status, right?
Reminder to do your Christmas shopping.
Yeah. Continuance, yeah, with status.
All right, so that takes care of
Thank
the
you.
3A. We're on page 2. Are we going
Now
somewhere
we're
else?
going to page 3, which would be a fine assessment hearing, the second case down, 25-0520, 111 Segovia Avenue, Latasha A. Odom.
Special Magistrate would like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order finding violation with an affidavit of service. Exhibit 2 is the verification of ownership. Exhibit 3 are the pictures, and Exhibit 4 is the affidavit of compliance.
Oh, okay. I like that.
All right, yeah, your name, or your name, ma'am?
Natasha Odom.
Thank you.
Welcome.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the previous order finding violation, the prior order finding violation, page 2 of that order. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3, dated photographs of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is an affidavit of compliance. Any objection to these documents being entered?
No, the only thing is I didn't get, I only got this notification about it. I never knew that I needed this done. When I originally got it, I worked immediately fixed. I called, I got the notification on September 19th. That's the first one that I got. And September 20th, I called and I spoke with someone who told me who was my code enforcement officer, and that she would relay the message, which she did. And I talked to him because I wasn't quite sure what was going on, like what was wrong with my property, because I have someone who maintains the property weekly, treats the lawn and makes sure that everything's okay. So I wasn't sure, I didn't know what was going on. So they told me that was a couple, it was some of the shrubs or whatever in the trees that were dead. They needed to be removed.
Is this
So
a
I got
finding of
that
fact
done
case
immediately.
or a fine?
I got it done immediately. Once I talked to Anthony and confirmed what was wrong with the property, I got it done immediately, contacting him when it was finished, and here we are.
Okay. All right, well, we do have an affidavit of compliance, so there was a stop date, but is there a start date?
Your prior order was from August 19th, and it required compliance by August 28th. The violation,
I never received that one.
so the magistrate can speak to that, but he would have made a finding of service at that prior hearing that the village served the property correctly. But that said, the case was complied on September 23rd, so the fine went for 25 days at $25 a day. So the fine is $625 and not continuing.
Okay. Because of where we are in the process, and I do have to confirm, I mean, I do talk about service with each one of these cases. This one was posted. So, I will not let a case go forward unless I have some level of service. So somehow they posted this. I don't know who got it. I don't know if it blew off. All I do know, though, is under the posting statute, it actually says you don't even have to get it. They just have to do it. It's one of those, someone could have ripped it off and you couldn't have seen it, but it's still good legal service. So where I am in the process, I have no choice but to, issue the fine. The only good news is hopefully this is your homestead property. It just sort of sits there until you want to sell the property or you want to pay it. It really does nothing bad other than that. And if you want to try to come back for a fine reduction, you can try to do that as well. But right now, it's just going to be $625, no continuing.
Okay, how would I go about doing a fine reduction?
You wait till you get the fine order in the mail, then you contact the code enforcement office. They have a simple one-page form. You fill in a couple blanks. They'll give you a date. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, please.
Moving to page 4, violation hearings, case 25-0773, 800 Hibiscus Drive, Israel Carcamo Aguilar and Anna Karina P. Lopez. What page is that on? I don't have that one. What is it? What was it? Okay, we'll go there next. Sorry, I didn't have that one marked. All right, your names for the record?
Israel?
Excuse me, I didn't say my name. Anthony Sandlin, Village of Royal Palm Code Enforcement Officer.
And you can go ahead and get all your testimony on, and then I'll hear from them.
I would like to, Special Magistrate, I'd like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS400 permit info.
All right, and your name again, sir, was?
Israel?
What's your last name?
Carcamo?
Thank you, and her name?
Ana Padilla.
Your last name Lopez?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation. The notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. The returned, dated, signed, certified mail rather. It was unsigned, but it was dated and returned. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is the village's permit information. Any objection to these documents being entered?
So right now, I just working for the permit for the shed.
Okay,
So-
we'll get there. Any objection to the documents, and then you can explain to the magistrate if you're
No.
permitting. Okay, no objection to the documents?
Admitted without objection. All right, so according to the picture I see here, they're not parking on the lawn right now? Okay, so that's one down, one to go. And the shed, according to your AS 400, is not shown. All right, and we do have a return green card for service. Is that correct? All right, so you're trying to get a permit for the shed?
Working on that, I just needed like little time to finish everything.
The fact that you show up and try means you're going to get time to try. Because there's, believe me, I've got 8 pages of this and maybe 2 pages of people show up. So, yeah, one of the few places I have power is at the violation stage. So if you're going to try to get a permit, we're going to give you, or I'm going to give you, a month or 2 to get that going. And if it doesn't happen, then you're going to have to get rid of the shed if it's not permitted.
Okay.
Okay?
And
But-
Special Magistrate, I just want to make sure, 2318B3, the parking on the front lawn, that's being stricken from the agenda.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I don't see a current violation on that according to the photograph.
Hear what you said, so I wanted to make sure you understood that.
Okay, that's fine. We're just on the shed.
It's we were asking for is compliance by November 24th or appearance at the 12:10 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
All right, we're just going to make this a status fine hearing. That way, if he's got his application in, we'll at least know what's going on, and I'll have the ability to bump it forward if that happens. If there is no application in, then we'll just jump straight to fine. So it gives you a chance to get your application in and get through the process. From what I hear, you need to continually check your emails because they'll ask for comments or they'll ask questions that you need to answer. And if you don't answer them, everything just freezes and stops. So just make sure when you file your application that you keep following it up and you keep checking your emails to make sure that you've got the right surveys or the right answers to the questions they ask.
Okay.
Okay? So 11:24, 12:10, 25, and it's a status/fine hearing. And if he's in the process or he has his permit, then we'll give you a little more time. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, Special Magistrate, I skipped over one on page 4.
Going back to the repeats on
Yes, sir.
127
Repeat
Seagull.
violation, 25-0770, 127 Seagull Court, Gina St. Cius.
It's a repeat violation, Code Section 2318B23, parking on the front and back lawn. I observed this violation on 8/11/25, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/12/25, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of repeat violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Okay.
Your name for the record?
Gina Cencius.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of hearing, the signed certified mail that came back returned to sender, the notice of violation and notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. Exhibit 2 is the prior order finding violation. Page 2 of that order. And that's a prior affidavit. I don't actually think we need that. Exhibit 3 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. And Exhibit 4 are dated photographs of the violation. And Ms. Hancock, is this an affidavit of compliance?
There is an affidavit of compliance dated 8/29/25.
Circle, do you want that circled
Oh.
and then now?
Sorry. Shortcuts. Thank you.
Just wanted to make sure it said it was an affidavit of compliance at the top here, and it showed that you were in compliance. So that's Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance. Any objections to these documents?
No.
Thank you.
So they got it cleaned up, but do we have a fine or no? Fine.
It's a repeat violation. Do you recall all the golf carts from before?
Yep.
Back along with other items.
So this was out of compliance from August 11th to August 28th, a period of 18 days. The village is asking for a $75 per day fine. That fine amount total would be $13.50 and not continuing.
All right. So said you did it again.
Yes, unfortunately.
And unfortunately, I hope this is a business so you can at least justify it or get it paid off, because that was a lot of golf carts I remember in the backyard. So, here I am. There's not much I can do at this part of the proceeding because you were tagged with an order at one time and then it didn't get fixed until 18 days had passed.
Yes, but the person, the tenant, moved out from the house. That's not gonna repeat again.
Okay.
I fixed everything.
I understand, but I can't do anything right here. I have to do it at a fine reduction hearing if we're going to reduce the fine. Because right now, while the tenant had those golf carts and everything in the yard, it was racking up a fine of $1,350. It won't continue because they're gone. And if you'd like to come in and try to reduce the fine, you can file a form to do that.
Oh, I have to come back again to
Yeah, because this is not the spot. There's no fine to reduce yet. I have to do the fine first, and they have proof that it was there, and then I have to turn around, and then we have to do a reduction. So wait till you,
How much is it?
$1,350.
$1,350.
Right, it will not continue because you have fixed it by getting rid of the tenant. So you'll come in and tell me why I should reduce it because you tried all these ways to get your tenant to fix it and they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
$1,350, no continuing is granted.
And a finding of service on that one?
Serve via posting on this one.
Thank you.
Thank Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we're moving to page 5, second one from the bottom, 25-0810, 184 Bilbao Street, Antonia M. and Sandra L. Ferreria. Excuse me if I mispronounced that.
That's okay.
Special Magistrate, I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, violation notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS 400 permit info.
Antonio Ferreira?
You said it way better than I did.
Yeah, that's okay.
What's his name?
Special Magistrate, I would also like to say that this is Code Section 6-22, 108.4. This was work without permit. I observed that violation on 8/22/25, and the mail was sent out on 8/22/25 and returned on 8/27/25 for the record.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, the signed certified mail that came back to the village.
I had to go and pick it up then,
Okay.
in the post office.
Yeah, that's what we get
And-
back.
and-
Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property.
Yes.
Exhibit 3, dated photographs of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is the village's permit information. Any objection to these documents being entered into the
No,
record?
no.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me see. We have a signed green card. What I'm most interested in is, it doesn't really tell me. All right, sir, they're saying you got a door, but you didn't get a permit. Is this a homesteaded property? Or is this a,
This is a finding of fact, Special Magistrate also.
finding of
He
fact.
has the permit, yep.
he has a permit? Oh, he didn't even need to be here then, huh?
Technically, he's being found in violation, so,
All right, he's
But
found
he's
in
complied.
violation for his door, but he probably won't repeat a door violation?
violation. So,
Okay, you want to stretch it out. Okay. They're saying you didn't get a permit when you were supposed to, but you got a permit later, so you're good.
I'm sorry. So my wife, asked me to change the door because, it was like getting rusted, and I said, okay, I'll change it. But it was just before we went on vacation. So we changed the door. We went on vacation. We got the notice on the 8th of August, and then
And then you
we,
applied for a permit, you got your permit, it
yeah, I got my
inspected,
permit.
is everything
It's
good?
approved.
Now, all you're going to get is something called a finding of fact, which says don't do any more unpermitted things. So
Actually, it
it's
wasn't
not
up
gonna-
to code when I first built it in 27 years ago, and I was trying to put it up to code, to open outside. So I thought I was doing the right thing, but apparently I wasn't,
You just needed a permit, and then you were doing the right thing.
Anthony did a good job finding that.
Oh, it's the people who leave their, I don't know, their water heater out in the front yard. It's like, hey, it's kind of obvious. I can't tell you what to do with that, but that's kind of obvious. So the door would be the same thing. All right, finding of fact is granted. Stay out of trouble.
thank you, sir.
All right, next, we're going
Page
to page 6.
6, yeah, middle of the page, 25-0865, 122 Granada Street, Anita and Randall L. Murphy. Thanks.
This would be Code Section 14-4A for a disabled vehicle. I observed the violation on 9/5/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 9/5/25 and returned on 9/8/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos.
I have 3 code sections in my agenda. The other 2 are stricken.
Being stricken, yes, sir. These, your name for the record?
Anita Giordano Murphy.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, and then the signed
Yes.
certified mail. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is a dated photograph of the violation, and this is a duplicate. We don't need this one. So just these 3. Any objection to these documents
No,
being
ma'am.
entered?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Admitted without objection. You have service via signed green card. Is it the truck? Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Matt. The truck was on jacks. Yes, sir. It's been sitting.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I play a little game, it's called car truck. It's like I put T down for truck, I just guessed.
Okay.
So I guessed right on this one. All right, it's another finding of fact. You
Yes,
fixed it. It's all good.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you get an order called a finding of fact, which says, don't jack up your truck for too long.
Okay. It's gone, by the
That's-
way. Everything is done.
These aren't bad. Now they're Rams. They're
Yeah.
a whole different
Yeah.
new thing. All right, take care. You'll get a finding of fact order in the mail. You're fine.
Thank you. Thank you, folks.
Take care.
Staying on the same page, second one down.
Green card, I already said that.
Yeah, you said that one. 2 cases down, 25-0889, 106 Barcelona Drive, Anthony S. Dixon.
The easiest one in the world to fix. Come on down.
Special Magistrate, I'd like to omit the following, I'm sorry, Code Section 12-4, Korean C, for garbage can in public view. I observed the violation on 9/10/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 9/10/25 and returned on 9/18/25. I would like to omit the following items to evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos.
Your name for the record, sir?
Anthony S. Dixon.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, and the signed certified mail that we got back. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property.
Yep.
Exhibit 3 is a dated photograph of the violation. Any objection to the documents being entered?
No.
All right, admitted without objection. You have a signed green card. They say you fixed it. You're good.
All right. I fixed it?
You fixed it. They say this is
Can
a
I say
finding of
something?
fact, which
Can I-
means.
Can I have a question?
Sure.
All right. In regards to the garbage trash, I asked for replacement for recycling center. I put them out there, and they took the new one, left the new one, and left the old one. And I'm stuck with the old one. I tried all kind of ways, called them, and even Monday, I went to the guy, because he come around 6 o'clock, I said, can you take it? He said, no.
All right, so what are they not taking?
The garbage.
The old garbage can?
Yeah, they won't take it.
All right, so there's a recycling center,
I called them.
recycling center at Belvedere, right across the street, well, no, right next door to the Walmart.
Okay.
And if you go in there and you stay in the right-hand side lane, it takes you right in past the weigh station. You don't have to weigh yourself. You go turn right onto the big canopy, which is where all the recycling stuff is.
Okay.
Drop it there.
I was probably going to use for Halloween as a decoration.
Oh, well, after Halloween, you can do that too.
All right. All right, thank you.
All right, finding of facts granted.
Page 8, second one from the bottom. 25-0877, 181 Ponce de Leon Street, Albert J. Torres.
Number 10. Now, the couple in the back is new. They haven't been sworn.
I think we're getting those, so
Yeah, I
we'll
think
hear
you're
this one, and then we
out.
can figure
That's
out who
okay.
else is here.
We're getting there.
Sorry, I'm late. Code Section 2318B3, parking on the front lawn. I observed this violation on 9/3/25, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 9/5/25. I received the green card back, signed, not dated, on 9/10/25. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Albert Torres.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, and the signed
Went too
certified
far.
mail. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. And Exhibit 3
Find
is
that
dated
before.
photographs of
Cancel.
violation. Any objection to these documents being entered? Thank you.
He needs to click on a picture. There we go.
Yeah, I had it.
Green card is service.
You.
No objections?
No.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Easy way of fixing it.
All right. So this is the van. The van doesn't need to be in the front lawn. And I forgot this part, and I usually have it as part of my intro, and I totally left it off. Once you fix this, and this is an easy fix, call the code enforcement officers so they can come and look at your property, make sure that it was done on time, or at least they can give you a date that it was fixed. So you will get an affidavit of compliance for your file. So when you move the van off of the grass and you have it all,
What number do I contact to have them come up?
one of them, could I have a card from somebody? There we go. Just call them. They'll do a reinspection.
Okay.
So they will verify that on X date, the thing was fixed.
Okay.
Because I have literally watched people fix things on the way home from these meetings, but they wouldn't get credit until someone came by and inspected it.
All right, I'll do that.
And you get it into a decent spot where it's not on the grass, give them a call.
I can go on the
Margaret.
side, right?
What?
I can go on the side of the,
Nah, talk to the lady.
Because you don't go past the front nor the back of the house. Either side, where you don't care which one, but only one.
One side, though. Okay? She's saying either side, but that doesn't mean you put one on either side. You can put.
In the swell area, which is this grass area, with that, it has to be with the flow of traffic, has to move every 24 hours, or of course, inside your garage.
all right, so I can park like
Yeah,
the
you can
bigger side
pull
of the grass, I can park like this on the grass.
here with the flow of traffic.
As long as it's with the traffic.
Up here, no.
No, I'm saying on the, close to the road,
Yes.
right there, right where the arrow is.
No, I do know some of La Mancha, these areas are soft.
Right.
So if it did leave ruts or anything, you would have to repair it. But yes, you can park on the side of the house as long as you don't go past the front nor the back.
Okay.
So like within this
Park on the
area
swale
here.
too, but you just have to move it once a day. If it's your work vehicle, you're going to be doing that.
So I just have to change the parking. I'll just park on the swell.
Parking spot, and then you have to just move it once a day.
Yeah, I work once a day.
So that's what I'm saying. It's your work vehicle. You're going to be like, how do you prove I was there? They paid me.
Come back out or?
Once you moved it from the place where it is to the place where it will be,
I can
Ms.
reinspect.
Henko will come out.
All right, okay.
She will probably not even get out of her car. She'll just stop for a second and go, yep, now I can do an affidavit of compliance. She will close that case out. It'll make her happy. What are our dates, though? We need dates. Nah, well, we're working on dates first.
30 or 11/12 fine hearing or $25 a day. Fine.
25? Granted.
Service?
Just taken away from me. Signed green card. Okay. So, yeah, all you have to do is do this before Halloween Eve.
I'll do it tomorrow. Make the phone call. That's an easy fix. I'll just move the van right to the front and park it in front.
Exactly. If you want her to come by tomorrow, she's asked. She got it. She will.
All right, cool.
Easy one.
Thank you so much.
Because this is a checkbox for her. It's like, look, she got another one solved. Everyone's happy.
We have 3 more respondents here, but I think some of them need to be sworn, so if you could swear
I know
everyone
those people
in.
need to be
Yeah.
sworn. I think these people were, the front two definitely. I don't know about the girl in the back.
At the beginning? So she needs to be sworn too.
All right, all you newbies here, raise your right hand. Is the testimony you're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say, I do. I do? Everyone does, finally. All right, good. We're taking care of the people who are here first, though.
It's a status/fine assessment hearing. It's 25-0313, 712 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Yamna Y. Fernandez.
Yes, we're doing them. 11.
This would be code section 06190.
Fine assessment.
Oh, status, fine assessment, fine assessment, 06190, paren A, paren 2, I observed the violation on 4/125, The previous order dated was 8/19/25. Exhibit, I would like to admit the following items in the evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, in the affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos, and that's it.
And your names for the record?
Gianna Fernandez.
And your name, sir?
Carlos Urrutia.
Spell your last name?
Urrutia.
I'm a horrible speller. I wouldn't have known.
That's fine.
I got Carlos.
I would have got your first name, but not your last name. Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the previous order finding violation, the certified mail that came back to the village. Page 2 of that order. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing who owns the property. Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violation. And then let me ask the code officer, how do you have service on this?
I posted it.
Do you have an affidavit of service?
It was
Affidavit of posting?
sorry. Off the top.
So did you rattle that off in your exhibits, or no?
Yes, I have it.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I missed one page. So the part of Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service showing that the prior order was posted to the property. Any objection to these documents being entered?
No, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. All right.
So we just want to make sure we
Your
clarify.
Special Magistrate, if I did make a mistake on Exhibit 1 for the final assessment hearing, I should have said Exhibit 1, order finding violation. I think I said notice of violation, notice of hearing, so I would just like to correct myself and say order finding violation.
An affidavit of service.
Affidavit.
Service, yeah, you have service via posting. All right, we still have a driveway issue, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the problem is, once you paint your driveway, you are married to it forever.
It's me.
Yeah.
He's the contractor. So the last time when I be here, so I explained to him, so we need to finish the constructions and then my Porsche in the beginning. So I say, I want a painting when he finished because I do the last time and it's just a lot of constructions, it's a lot of mess, and I need, for sure, when he finished, I need to do it again. So the next time, the last time that I've been here, so the next day we come in with Lindsay and we figured out everything, the permit. So he asked him if he finished before this me, and he said no, and that's why he's here for explain why he don't finish yet. So the construction that we have in the Porsche.
Okay, so I kind of remember this. There were more issues before, the window and a few other things.
They did get the permits and everything in time for that, but they never corrected the driveway issue.
So they're taking care of all the big things, and you're worried about the little aesthetics thing there. Okay, so yeah, I kind of remember these things. It's all good. So especially when you show me a picture of the lovely new window with the concrete underneath. It needs to be repainted. The whole thing needs to be painted.
Because the construction is that, you see, he need to remove the roof and put it more for extending my roof. So that one is a lot of constructions. For sure, he used all my driveway for all constructions. So that's why Lindsay say,
All right,
please.
so is everything done with the house other than painting it? Or do we have more things to fix?
Everything else is finished except for the driveway, Special Magistrate.
Just except for the driveway?
No, it's not finished.
It's not finished. I need
No.
to extend to the front.
I need to extend the roof in the front. That's what the permit.
I am waiting for the truss.
Yes. I need to make,
Now, they're talking about, okay.
Yes.
And they're saying, look, if I paint this right now, I'm going to have 1,000 vehicles run over the top of it.
Exactly.
Because I haven't finished doing my roof reconstruction.
I need to make my Porsche in the beginnings.
What's the timeline for you to get the rest of it done?
I don't know. That's why he's here, because I don't know.
Yeah, 1 month and a half.
A month and a half?
Yeah.
The trouble, Special Magistrate, is this was written on April 1st.
I understand it was written on April 1st, but what I also understand was the majority of these issues were related to construction that wasn't permitted. And they've gone and done all that, which I find to be far harder than painting a driveway. And the painted driveway is basically more of a problem for them than anybody else because it's probably a slipping or whatever issue. I just hate painted driveways, by the way. You know, painted driveways, like I said, I spent a summer sandblasting on the Miami River.
As soon as he's finished, I'm ready to paint my driveway. But do you know how many car and constructions and it's a lot of work.
You're going to get compliance, and it's just going to get ripped up by all the construction that he's going to finish in a month and a half. So why don't we kick him for 2 months, and hopefully everything will be done by then, including the painting of the driveway.
Absolutely.
So we won't do it, because they have done all the other things to get permits for their reconstruction. And these permits have been issued, correct? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, I have hard things and easy things. And if this was like, they've done everything, but they need to do house numbers. This is almost a...
And that, I guess my question is, painting the driveway they're not going to ruin the driveway. They don't have any. Well, then that's a whole nother permit to repair the driveway. That's
No.
painting the driveway. I mean, they can have people not park on the driveway.
They will ruin the paint job because he's going to bring over trusses, correct?
Yes.
We need to
And when you bring over the trusses,
We need to stand in the roof.
you get a large boom truck that's going to come over there. And this is a multi-ton vehicle with a crane on it to lift the trusses up to the roof. The roof in the front? Yeah, and whatever else. So
Isn't the front? You see the big window? All that windows is covered with a Porsche.
Yeah, that's correct.
So
I mean, they're doing...
we fix it with you. Remember, when I was here the last time, the next day I'm coming with him in the morning, and you fix it because the permit is different, and you go and talking with the architect, your person in the back, and you say everything is fine. We see you in October, and I say, bring him. He is the person in the constructions, and that's why he's here. No.
Yeah, she's got a ton of permits, but she's got permits, so.
Yeah, we had the
I
permit
have the
here.
permits here. Can I show you?
Show her.
Or to her.
You can show him.
I also see one from 23 for the same thing. So.
Yeah, do you remember, you think we close the door and I say, no, it's the porch, open porch. So when you see, you say, okay, let me contact my architect. He's there and you say everything is fine. No, yours.
Your architect,
Yours.
your building.
The person is in the office, and when you come back, you say, okay, we say if we need to send it again, and you say, no, let me put the notes.
I have a note in.
Okay.
I can read them.
For,
I don't need to look at your stuff. Your last inspection was done May 29th, so your permit's getting ready to expire.
but are you coming the last time when? In August?
August 14.
And you don't say nothing to
August
us.
14, we come.
Yeah, we meet with you in that office on August 14.
I understand that.
Okay, why you don't tell us it's expired and we need to redo again everything?
It's going to expire November the 29th.
Okay, what you mean is he need to finish before?
You have to have a past inspection prior to November 29th. What I'm
Okay.
saying to you is all of this, you've had one inspection since this permit's been issued.
All right, well, that's fine. We'll kick it to December, and if they haven't gotten it inspected by the 29th, we'll fine them. That's easy. Okay?
Okay.
So 12/1, 12/10, whatever. Pick me an amount.
The prior order set the fine at $25 a day.
All right, 12/1, 12/10, 25. And if they're not done, we start fines. So get done. Okay? Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, next, please.
Next, we're going to page 7. This is a violation hearing, the middle of the page, 25-0715, 10972 Grandview Way, Dorian D. Ingram and Ednard Vergil.
Special
Magistrate, the code sections are 6-22, 108.4, 14-2, 15-142, 6-190A1, and 12-4C. I observed the violation on 728. And, for the description, sir, that's a shed and pergola without a permit, miscellaneous items, bare spots in the front and side yard, stained gutter, and garbage bin not screened to code. I observed the violation on 728. The notice of violation, notice of hearing was sent out on 729 and posted. I'd like to submit the following documents to the evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, notice of hearing with the affidavit of service. Exhibit 2 is the verification of ownership. Exhibit 3 are the pictures, and Exhibit 4 is the AS400 permit information.
Okay. And
Ednod Vigil. Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and notice of hearing. The notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. The notice of violation. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is the village's permit information. Any objection to these documents being entered? Oh, thank you.
without objection. So, service via posting. Permit for the shed.
Good afternoon, good evening. Good evening, Your Honor. Most of these problems have already been adjusted. As far as the bare spots that were in the front of the house got painted the exact weekend of when we received the code violation at the door. I even called Mr. What's your name?
Armienti.
Yes, and talked to him about it. We had pictures of the machine that we rented from Home Depot. It was like $100 and something to clean out the gutter and the roof. We not spray paint, but spray cleaned them with water. And so we got them all cleaned. The garbage was left out, not because we intentionally did it. It's just in the morning we go to work just like everybody else. And apparently that's probably when Mr. Emerson drove around and saw the garbage left on the side of the road. But this is something that when we come home later that day, we put back, and all of this got fixed. As far as the pergola and the shed, we bought the house in 2021. We weren't aware of that. These two things weren't permitted at first. So it's a process that's new to us. We don't know how to really handle it. And so we just haven't gotten to that part, as we were very, we're trying to really adjust it, but we don't know part of it is just like we needed a little bit of more time because we had a personal issue going on in the household. So I'm really asking if you can give me a little bit of more time to get the problem adjusted.
All right, so they're not talking about the garbage can by the road.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about the garbage can by the side of the house,
Mm-hmm.
and it's supposed to be screened by something. So you haven't screened it with anything. Normally the word of the day is lattice. You put some lattice or a plant or something in front of it, and that takes care of the garbage can. But that's not the problem here. The problem is the pergola and the shed are going to require permits.
Special Magistrate also, if you look at the picture on the PowerPoint screen right now, you can see this big pile of wood in the backyard. That's been there for months, since July, and hasn't moved. It was explicit in the notice. The pergola and the shed are not permitted. Nothing's been submitted to my knowledge. And as far as the staining goes in the gutter, it's still stained. So
I have picture, Your Honor, about the gutter that he's talking about. We washed it. Now, if it needs painted, that's different because it was much darker when,
Well, this is a picture from
Yesterday.
yesterday showing the stain there. It does need to be painted.
it does need to be painted.
Yeah, it's still stained. I mean,
Yes.
look at the picture.
It was much darker. We get it.
Is it still stained?
It is,
Okay,
but,
so that's a simple one too. That's just a little bit of white paint.
okay.
The problem is the shed and the pergola, and you need to get permits. And in order to get permits, you have to apply for a permit, and you have to show the property where the shed is located so they can tell it's not in a setback or in a prohibited area, and that it can stay there. And you need to go do this, and it needs to be done quickly, right?
Yeah, we're asking for compliance by 10:30 or appearance at the
When in
12:10.
this world she's going to get it done by 10:30?
Asking for 10:30 or 12:10 or $25 a day fine.
What, 11:10?
12:10.
12:10?
And if the magistrate wants to bifurcate the easier items, if you want to give her more time on the permit,
I will happily bifurcate the stain and the garbage can until 10:30,
and then 12:1, 12:10 on the others.
and 12:1, 12:10 on the others, yes. Yeah.
The bare spots, so
The
the
bare spots, the stain gutter, and the garbage can.
Which spots are you talking about? That's us painting out we painted the white stuff you see, we painted the actual door and the gutter. That's what I'm trying to explain.
I'm referencing if you walk up the driveway to the left, there's no grass there.
There's no what?
We're not doing that, we're doing the painted part. What,
I understand, I'm just explaining to her when I say the bare spot in the yard, right there, yeah.
all right, there's a bare
See
spot.
how it's marked?
There.
Grass.
Ground cover.
I just heard that right now. The bare spot you explained to me, it was the CD elbow.
It was on the violation notice. All right.
Probably from where the school bus parked for all the.
Yeah. Okay, so, this I'll get it adjusted. If I knew, I could have just gotten that adjusted.
Yeah, well, and I'm still saying that's not the problem. The problem really is going to be the pergola and the shed, and you need to get on that by applying for a permit through the village. They have a website you can use, and if you need help, you walk into those doors over there.
I do need help. I don't know the process about obtaining a permit.
Like I'm explaining to you, you walk in those doors over there on the right-hand side that I'm pointing at, they're on the left coming in there, and you go to the building department, and they will help you apply for your permit, but you're going to need, now, were they there when you bought the property or no? Did you bring
Yes, we bought the house like this. We just never knew that they were never
No, I'm
permitted.
saying if you bought the house like this, it will have the shed on the survey. So the survey will show where the shed is.
Yes.
Okay? If you didn't, and you put it there yourself, it won't, and you're going to have to get a survey, and you're going to have to indicate where the shed's located.
Yeah.
Those are your harder problems.
From the aerials, it looks like the pergola was put up sometime in 2024.
Yeah, well, the pergola it's up, it can come down. That's not a big deal in my world. It's the shed. Your shed's going to need to be permitted. You can try to permit the pergola at the same time, but you need to do that by December 1st, and you need to go to get a permit and ask them how to do it if you don't know how to do it yourself. You also need to fix the bare spots, the stain gutter, and the garbage can needs to be screened by 10:30. Is that your date? By 10:30, and you need to call them out to show them that it's been done.
Okay, can you please explain to me what with the garbage can again? You said to put something.
Some lattice. You know what lattice is?
No.
Lattice is, it's a
or
screening
put the garbage
device.
can in the garage. It just can't be outside.
It can be outside
Not
if they
screened.
screen it. So write down this word, Lattice.
Okay.
Write it down.
Bread. Lattice.
Depot, they have wood, they have white plastic.
Okay.
You put that in front of your shed, or you put that in front of your garbage can, you're in compliance.
Okay.
You put a plant in front of that, you're in compliance and landscaped. But that needs to be done along with the bare spots and the stained gutter. That's easy, just get some paint that. But you need to apply and get a permit for the shed and the pergola, and if you can't get the pergola permitted, you just have to remove it. Okay? All right, 10:30 on the bare spots, the stained gutter, and the garbage can, or 12:10. And
You have miscellaneous items in there too, right?
yeah, miscellaneous items too. That's all that.
The miscellaneous item was the house
wood-
number.
Look at that pile of wood in the back. That's trash. That needs to be either put away or thrown away. It does not need to be stored in a yard.
This is for the hurricane that we normally put up when there's a hurricane season.
No. This is, where do we get to? Oh, here's the lattice. That's what lattice looks like.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, we're talking about, we get to the last picture again. Yeah, if you look up past the shed, there's a huge pile of wood back there. This is not a construction zone. This is a single-family home neighborhood. Get rid of it,
Okay.
okay? All that has to be done by the day before Halloween. And you have to call and get him to inspect it to make sure it happens, okay?
Okay.
And then you need to get your permit issued by December 1st. It takes weeks to get them issued, so you need to get all of your paperwork in and done by the end of November. Actually, by the middle of November, I would assume. In
As
order
long
to
as they're
get-
issued before December 1st.
You'll be good.
And I misspoke on the fine amount. We're asking for a $50 a day fine.
And $50 a day because of the numerous issues. Okay? So you now need to fix 3 things first, and then work on the shed and pergola second. Okay?
Okay. How long does it take for the permit, not to approve, but to,
Apply.
yes?
The biggest problem you're going to have is a survey. If you have a survey that shows where it is, they may or may not take that depending on the age of it. If you don't have a survey that shows where it is, you have to get one. And that's the problem. You have to get a surveyor out there to do a survey.
For the pergola?
For the pergola and for the shed. It can't be in places like next to the fence. There's setbacks. You can't put a shed next to a fence that's in a setback. It has to be somewhere in the yard that's not in the setbacks. Normally, the setbacks are 10 feet from the sides or.
I'm not sure in this neighborhood what
but
they are,
you'll
but
look
they'll
them up.
evaluate that as part of the permit application.
You how far it has to be away. It looks like you're probably far enough away if the property line goes back along the same line as that diagonal line on your driveway.
But you want to start the permit process as soon as you can.
Yeah, you don't want to, the lattice and the other things you can get done in 2 days.
Yeah, that's fine.
But right during that process, make sure you show up and get at least the application started for the rest of it. Okay?
And what you told the prior respondent, make sure when you submit your permit documentation, check your email, because the village will issue you comments on your permit submittal. If you just let the comments sit in your email and don't address them, it doesn't move forward. So keep an eye on your
They may need something
email.
simply stupid, but they need it to move forward.
Are we still talking about December?
Talk about December, you have to get your permit issued.
Okay. Would everything, perhaps, if I started the process, would everything be done by January?
It can be done by December as long as you can get that survey.
If it's already on the survey, I don't need to worry about being there for a long time.
No, it's not a.
It's just like in January, I won't be here for a few months. That's why I want to adjust
Then you
that.
really need to have it done by December. It's good for you. All right, so we've already done the order like 3 times. You know what it is. Granted.
And you'll get an order that has all those dates in the mail.
I just want it to be over by December.
Yeah, as long as you get your permit issued, all you have to do after that is come by and do an inspection. They're just going to say check. It's there.
No, even with the, everything.
Okay.
There's time for you to get through, but start it now.
Because starting January, I won't even be
Then
here.
start
I
it
won't
now so
even
you
look
can
at
get
my
all the way
phone.
done. Yep.
I want to get these people
Thank
out.
you.
They've been waiting forever.
It's page 8, 25-0814, 172 Martin Circle, Juan D. and Cleonice A. Reyes.
2317, parking on and over the sidewalk. I observed this violation on 8/21/25, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 8/22/25. It was signed and not dated on, and I received on 8/28/25. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Oh, Well,
Record?
Juan Reyes.
Cleonice Reyes.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, and the signed certified mail. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is dated photographs of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is an affidavit of compliance. Any objection to these documents being entered?
What's the affidavit of compliance?
That's just showing that the property is now in compliance.
Oh.
You've come into compliance.
you want that.
You want that.
That's what everyone wants, if they're in the code world, is an affidavit of compliance.
Yeah, you've adjusted your parking, and I haven't
Fixed it.
seen it over the sidewalk since the 17th. I still see this vehicle like in the same area, my mouse is backwards, this vehicle, but now you park far enough back to where actually yesterday, when I was going by to get my photo, there was actually a young man on a scooter that was able to get by the vehicle. And that's the main concern, is children and people being able to go around your car without having to go into the road. So I thank you for parking properly.
Yeah, that's me walking my dog.
We've been trying to, observe that with people that come over and everything. Because we go for walks, and it is, I find a lot of vehicles and you have to deviate.
Yeah,
So
very dangerous.
Out of the road. Unless you have one of those lovely sidewalks where it gets slimy when the water comes across it, but hopefully that's not you. Okay, you're good. You got a finding of fact in the mail.
And a finding of service.
Signed, green card equals service.
Thank you.
You're doing, you're fine.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
We will. All right, we got page 1 done. We're going to do page 2.
Yes. Page.
Take like just a 5-minute break, just so everybody can get all their stuff together and then roll?
Exactly. I will go take a break myself.
Thank you.
5 minutes.
2, it's status/fine assessment hearings, case 25-0692-11001 Southern Boulevard, IBT Southern Royal Palm Beach, 1031 LLC.
This will be, previous order date was 9/15/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Special Magistrate Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS 400 permit information.
I was looking for her. Yeah, no, I was looking for the manager. I was like, I kind of remember what she looks like. Where is she? The sailcloth. Yeah, cool. All right, so we have a signed green card equals service. Do they still have a sunshade?
Compliance, your prior order required compliance by the 25th of September. It's been out from the 26th through today. That's 13 days, so we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
$325 plus continuing is granted. I hope someday they get it approved.
Hearings, case 25-0383-1034 Serenade Circle, Finette Boulay.
Okay.
You said it.
Yeah. All right. Serenade Circle.
Order date. Previous order date is 7/15/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, the order finding violation and the affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS 400 permit information.
All right, you have service via posting. I take it none of the things have been permitted?
No, your prior order required compliance by 7/31. We're asking for a fine in the amount of $17.25 and continuing. That's a total of 69 days from August 1st through today at $25 a day.
$17.25 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you. And a finding of service on that one?
I said posting.
Thank you. I missed it. Sorry. 25-0586-112 Nottingham Road, IH4 property, Florida LP.
Let's see who remembers to forget service next time. I try to, but.
Previous order dated 8/19/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos.
I think they could hide that trash can a little bit better. All right, signed green card equals service. I said it.
Remains in violation. Your prior order required compliance by 9/25, so we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing for the 13 days from 9/26 through today.
$325 plus continuing is granted.
25-0615 768 Orchid Drive, JOJ Management Services, LLC.
Previous order dated 8/19/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos.
All right, you have posted this. It doesn't look like a homestead property to me, so have fun with it. $325 plus continuing is granted.
Yes. 25-0623-10229 Okeechobee Boulevard, Cobblestone Village at Royal Palm Beach.
Previous order dated 8/19/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, USPS tracking.
Okay, you have a service via UPS tracking and a return green card. Violations still exist. What would you like?
I've been continuing.
Granted. I could get a stamp.
25-0674 1201 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard 2, Somerset Real Estate Holdings 1, LLC.
Previous order dated 9/15/25. I would like to admit the following items in evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS 400 permit information.
All right, signed green card equals service. It looks really wet.
And I think on your agenda, Special Magistrate, you don't have 2041, right?
No, I do not.
From here, so this one is the same thing as the prior cases. It's been out of compliance for 13 days, so we're asking for $325 and continuing.
Granted.
25-0502 142 Alcazar Street, Vincent R. Castillo. Sorry.
I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order finding violation. Exhibit 2 is the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3 are the pictures.
All right, we have a signed green card for service. I'm kind of jealous.
If I could just testify that what I'm referring to for the artificial turf is circled by the arrow with a mouse right there. It's hidden behind the hedges.
Right.
So there's the hedges.
Gravel instead of artificial turf, but whatever, signed green card equals service, 325 plus continuing is granted.
Is actually out of compliance for 41 days. Your prior order required compliance by 8/28, so this fine is from 8/29 through today. 41 days, a total of $1,025 and continuing at $25 a day.
1025 plus continuing is granted.
25-0. Thank you. 25-0550, 126 Ponce de Leon Street, Danielle M. and Joyce C. Bowman.
I'd like to submit the following documents and evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order finding violation. Exhibit 2 is the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3 are the pictures.
All right.
So you can see the pool is still not in a sanitary condition and looks green.
Do you think you could see a quarter at the bottom?
Absolutely not.
See, someone paid attention to your ordinance. All right, you have a signed green card, 325 or more?
Prior order required compliance by 8/28, so 41 days again, but this time, nope. This one at $100 because of the gravity of the violation, so this one is $4,100 and continuing.
4,100 plus continuing.
And did you make a finding on that one?
Yeah.
Of service?
Green card.
Thank you. 25-0442, 3204 Clays Court, Nixon and Ludine Henry.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400, permit information.
Signed green card equals service. How much?
And out for 13 days at 325 and continuing is what we're asking for.
Hold on, I'm getting my paper clips all messed up, and I don't want to.
Clip game is real in this hearing.
Don't lose my paper
Card
clips.
325, or is it?
Continuing. 25-0537 is being pulled. 25-0566, 230 Sandpiper Avenue, Edwin Lopez.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Grass looks pretty high, too. All right, you have service fee of posting, 325?
Out of compliance. Your prior order required compliance by 10/6. It was out for 2 days, so $50 and continuing.
50 plus continuing is granted.
25-0567, 273 Las Palmas Street, Jacqueline Martel.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
Okay, service via posting was not present at the last meeting, was not present at this one.
273 wasn't here, 230 was.
Okay, so what is our amount?
For 13 days, so fine of 325 and continuing. And service.
Posting.
Thank you. 25-0683, 171 Dove Circle, Anna P. and Jose C. and Christian J. Matute.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
So they think trucks belong on lawns. Okay. Service via posting, what would you like?
Special Magistrate, this one, Code Section 2317, which is the parking on or over the sidewalk is being removed.
Right.
The fine we're asking for is $325 and continuing. It's been out of compliance for 13 days.
See, that's why you buy a house with a double wide circular driveway. Just saying.
Thank you.
25-0711, 128 Sandpiper Avenue, Ellen C. Phillips.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
This is the silliest one. I mean, this is 3 $6 letters or something, or numbers.
2 days ago, so that they're out of town. I told them to maybe contact a neighbor. They have not yet.
All right, service via posting, is this 325?
Yes.
Thank you.
25-0736, 511 North State Road 7, 511 SR7, owner LLC.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Oh, you finally explained what an exclusive franchise is in the village. Is this a finding of fact or a fine?
Of compliance for 10 days from 9/26 to 10/5, so at $250 and not continuing. Yep.
Granted.
Thank you.
No, did you do a finding of service on that one?
Posting.
Posting, thank you. Violation hearings.
Not even hearing it now.
Yeah, I was.
I'm trying to do that first to get it out.
Yeah, I'll get better. Violation hearings 25-0626, 11603 Oleander Drive, Gilder and Zueto.
Come on down. Thank you, sir. That's got a lot of numbers there. 11603, that sounds like the acreage.
This would be for code section 06198A35, period A, period 3, period 5, 1540, 2318, period B3, and 124C. This would be for the vertical clearance over the sidewalk not being met, sidewalk stained, driveway not uniform in color, parking on the front lawn, and the garbage can in public view. The vertical clearance will be a finding of fact, which will be the 1540. I observed this violation.
1 second, 1540 vertical clearance. I just draw a little diagram.
Another one's special magistrate my mistake, 15142 for the bare spot on the front lawn.
Make my Venn diagram even different. All right, got those. Finding of fact on 1440, 14142.
No, finding of fact for the 15-40.
15-40, not the 15142?
No, sir.
Okay.
I observed this violation on 7/3/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 7/3/25 and posted on 8/19/25. I would like to admit the following items in evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and an affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
All right. Service via posting. I see a truck in the grass. And what would you like?
This one, the finding of fact on 1540, which you've done, and then for the remaining violations, compliance by 1124 or appearance at the 1210 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
25-0761 is being pulled. 25-0774, 11001 Southern Boulevard, IVT Southern Royal Palm Beach, 1031 LLC.
This would be for code section 26-61, period G. They were storing pallets and crates throughout the property. I observed a violation on 8/13/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 8/13/25 and returned on 8/19/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, photos.
Costco? It's hard to ID buildings from the back, but I got the stripe. I think that's a Costco. You have a signed green card for service. What would you like?
Fact.
It's granted.
25-0778, 885 Azalea Drive, SWH 2017 1 borrower LP.
This would be code section 26-57, period B4, for the canopy without a permit. I observed the violation on 8/15/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 8/15/25 and returned on 8/25/25. I would like to admit the following items into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS400 permit info.
All right, signed green card equals service.
Finding of fact, special magistrate.
Finding of fact is granted.
25-0779, 736 Gardenia Drive, Louis St. Benjay.
This would be code section 06-190, period 85. For the description would be the sidewalk being stained. I observed the violation on 8/15/25. Certified mail was mailed on 8/15/25 and posted on 9/16/25. I would like to admit the following items in evidence: a notice of violation, notice of hearing, and also an affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
Service via posting. What would you like?
Compliance by 1124, appearance at the 1210 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
25-0782, 1084 Serenade Circle, Margaret B. Carlisle.
This code section would be 06-22, 108.4 for work without permit. I observed the violation on 8/15/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 8/15/25 and returned on 8/21/25. I would like to admit the following items in evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, photos. And Exhibit 4, AS400 permit info. And Special Magistrate, this is also a finding of fact.
I like the way you caught them with their air conditioning truck and the air handler in the front yard. That's called timing.
It was on a weekend, so.
That's a really good timing. Signed, green card equals service, finding of facts granted.
Thank you. 25-0806 is being pulled. 25-0808 is being pulled. 25-0809 is being pulled.
You're on a roll. One
25-0813, 1102 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Crossroads RTG, owner LLC.
This would be code section 20-41 for prohibited signs. I observed a violation on 8/22/25. Certified mails were mailed out on 8/22/25 and returned on 8/25/25. I would like to admit the following items in evidence: a notice of violation, notice of hearing, Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, photos.
Signed, green card equals service, right next door to Publix. Granted.
25-0821 is being pulled. 25-0823 is being pulled. 25-0825, 846 Gardenia Drive, Caitlin Humbert. Something Humbert, I think.
This would be code section, This would be code section 23-18, B2, for the parking the trailer in the swale. I observed this violation on 8/26/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 8/26/25 and returned on 9/3/25. I would like to omit the following items in evidence: Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing; Exhibit 2, verification of ownership; and Exhibit 3, photos.
Any photos of a trailer in the swale? But oh, there I do. That's not mine.
And 2316A, Special Magistrate, which is the parking against the flow of traffic, is being removed from the agenda. So it's just 2318B2.
Just the garbage can? Or no, I'm just in the wrong place.
Trailer in the
Never mind.
swale.
Parking against the flow and the trailer in the swale. Okay. And what's our dates on those, I guess?
Compliance by 10:30 or appearance at the 11:12 fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
10:30, 11:12, 25, and service via USPS track and confirm.
25-0833, 878 Gardenia Drive, Daniel Hector Perez.
This would be code section 23-16, A, for parking against the flow of traffic. I observed a violation on 8/27/25. Certified mail was mailed out on 8/27/25 and returned on 9/2/25. I would like to omit the following items in the evidence: Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing; Exhibit 2, verification of ownership; Exhibit 3, photos; and Exhibit 4, USPS tracking.
All right, service via well, you have to sign green card. It's like they're double parked. One's good and the other one's not. So you have a violation. What would you like?
By 11:24 or appearance at the 12:10 fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
All right, 11:24, 12:10? Is that what? 11:24, 12:10, 25 is granted.
25-0887 is being pulled.
Thank God.
25-0673, 1201 North State Road 7, CubeSmart LP PTA CS 720.
This has made a prior appearance as part of our Aldi case.
Special Magistrate, the code section is 12-54 and 15-141, litter and trash around the business premises, and a dead pine tree. I observed the violation on 7/18/25. The notice of violation, notice of hearing was sent certified mail on 7/18 and returned. Would like to submit the following documents as evidence: notice of violation, notice of hearing is Exhibit 1. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3 are the pictures.
All right, signed green card equals service. It's a very messy place. What would you like?
10:30 or appearance at the 11:12 fine hearing, or a $50 a day fine.
10:30, 11:12, 50 granted.
25-0696, 266 Ponce de Leon Street, Warren, Worley.
Code section 6-18815, stained walkway, sidewalk, driveway, and driveway apron. I observed the violation on 7/23. The notice of violation, notice of hearing was sent certified mail on 7/24 and posted. I'd like to submit the following documents to evidence: Exhibit 1 is notice of violation, notice of hearing; Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership; Exhibit 3 are the pictures; and Exhibit 4 is an affidavit of compliance.
So you notice the breath control there? He does it, sucks it in, puts it out. He's getting more Dina-like. It's going to take a while, though. Service via posting was this finding of fact of?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
25-0702, 117 Spanish Pine Terrace, Gene C. Altador.
Code Section 15-57, 6-19815, 15-40, and 9-4, overgrown grass and weeds, stained sidewalk, driveway, and driveway apron. Sidewalk vertical clearance is not 8 feet 6 inches in height, and the stained fence. I observed the violation on 7/24. The notice of violation, notice of hearing is sent certified mail on 7/24 and posted. Would like to submit the following documents as evidence. The notice of violation, notice of hearing with an affidavit of service is Exhibit 1. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3 are the pictures.
All right, you have a affidavit of posting. I was like, is it going to get the fence too? You did. So granted, what would you like, or it's this?
This one, the Special Magistrate Code Section 1557, which is the overgrown grass and weeds, and 1540, which is the vegetation vertical clearance, is a finding of fact. For the other code sections,
Vertical clearance, all right. And the other section, the date is?
compliance by 10:30 or appearance at the 11:12 fine hearing or $50 a day fine.
Granted.
And service via
Posting.
25-0705, 11935 Southern Boulevard, Real Sub LLC.
Code Section 26-61G2, 12-57. Dumpster containers not screened, litter and trash around the preserve area. I observed the violation on 7/24/25. The notice of violation, notice of hearing was sent certified mail on 7/25 and returned. Would like to submit the following documents and evidence. The notice of violation, notice of hearing is Exhibit 1. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3 are the pictures.
All right, signed green card equals service. What would you like?
57, which is the litter around the preserve, is a finding of fact.
57.
For the remaining code section, compliance by 10:30 or appearance at the 11:12 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted. Fix that dumpster.
And did I miss service again?
Said it was signed green card.
Thank you. Sorry, I did. 25-0714, 101 Ponce de Leon Street, Betty Kahn.
Code Section 9-4, offense and disrepair. I observed the violation on 7/28/25. The notice of violation, notice of hearing was sent certified mail on 7/28/25 and returned. I'd like to submit the following documents and evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership. Exhibit 3 are the pictures, and Exhibit 4 is the affidavit of compliance.
I was like looking at the West Palm Beach address, and I saw 1225 Orange Boulevard. I'm like, that's acreage. Okay. You have a signed green card. Is this a finding fact? Granted.
25-0920, 12031 Southern Boulevard, Western Academy Holdings LLC, Lesser Western Academy Inc., lessee.
Code Section 26-69, 26-31, 26-32D6, 26-75.1C4, 26-73B3, and 23-49 and 21.7-2. Failing to comply with the council-imposed conditions of approval, creating a traffic safety hazard. Observed the violation on 9/11/25. The notice of violation, notice of hearing was sent certified mail on 9/15 and returned. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1 is a notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2 is a verification of ownership.
Just so I know.
Charter School, Western Academy.
Albertsons. See, she knows. Albertsons hasn't been there in a decade, but she knows. Exactly. All right. Signed green card equals service. What would you like?
What you've just done to make a finding of service for tonight's hearing, we're requesting that you reset this, essentially grant a continuance and reset the violation hearing for November 12th. Thank you. 0684, 155 Martin Circle, Jonathan Escobar.
Code Sections 14-2, miscellaneous items in view. I observed this violation on 7/21/25. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing, certified mail on 7/22/25, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Whoa.
Did I miss it?
Yeah, the red
There we
right
go.
here. Yeah, you can see the wood and everything.
You have service via posting. That's what I'm leading with now. And they couldn't hide that stuff with that trailer very well, could they? Not from Eagle Eye
With
Margaret.
Margaret.
All right, you have service. What do you want?
30 or appearance at the 12:10 fine hearing or $25 a day fine. 25-0721, 261 Sandpiper Avenue, Dennis and Olivia Smickle.
Code Sections 14.2, miscellaneous items are stored on the driveway with a tarp over them. I observed this violation on 7/29/25, sent out notice of violation and notice of hearing certified mail on 7/30/25. I got signed on 8/13/25. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
I think my daughter went to school with his kid at Crestwood. So I took a picture. I'm going to send her a message. Just go, hey, Smickle got cited. You have a signed green card. Your finding of fact is granted.
25-0756 is being pulled. 25-0776, 116 Meadowlark Drive, Peter and Bertha Monaco.
Code Section 622, 108.4, work without a permit. I observed this violation on 8/15/25. Sent out a notice of violation and a notice of hearing, certified mail on 8/16/25. I got the USPS tracking and actual service speaking to the owners. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
All right, service via USPS tracking confirm and actual service.
We're asking for compliance by 10:30 or appearance at the 11:12 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
25-0783, 150 Vizcaya Avenue, Matthew R. Hodges and Stevie J. Mintz.
Code Section 2317, 12.4C, parking on or over the sidewalk, garbage can in public view. I observed this violation on 8/15/25, sent out notice of violation and a notice of hearing, certified mail on 8/16/25, and posted those to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Service via posting, finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
25-0864, 153 Sparrow Drive, RIC 25 LTD.
Code Section 622, 108.4, irrigation without a permit. This was brought to my attention on 9/4/25, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 9/5/25. It was delivered on 9/9/25. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
All right, signed green card equals service. What would you like?
What, I'm sorry, you said sign green card?
I said sign green card, and then I said, what would you like?
Compliance by 10:30 or appearance at the 11:12 fine hearing or $100 per day fine.
All right, 10:30, 11:12, 100 is granted.
Also, they had connected to our water supply. They're right next door to us.
Okay.
So if we have to go in and disconnect it, we would also want to add those costs.
So possible abatement fees.
Granted. I'll sign it.
They have disconnected, but I have no evidence.
Well, we won't know till they
yeah.
get the irrigation permit.
Yeah.
But if they don't do it, we're going to have to check. Nope.
I guess for the record, then in that case, is that a health safety issue, the disconnection without permitting it?
Well, it's a gray water system. It has some issues.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think they tapped into the park irrigation, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, that's nice and novel. Okay.
That.
You're just making the order more interesting. I'll just sit here and watch.
I mean, I don't know what side of the supply they
Plus
cut.
potential abatement costs.
Then it is a health safety issue.
Oh, absolutely.
So I just need you to speak to that.
It may possibly be a health safety issue, depending on the severity of it.
So with that, we'd ask for the compliance dates and
where
then
it's
authorization
connected,
to abate.
and how it's connected.
If you must, yes. Granted.
25-0918 is being pulled.
That's the only one
After
I was
all that.
concerned about. I was hoping for a
He
shorter
said, is there
night.
one left?
No, not at all.
Were there minutes that you had?
7:50, yay, look at us.
You didn't have minutes?
Before prime time and stuff.
I know.
New shows come on tonight.
No,
Okay, I just want to make sure that,
I'll double up next month.
No minutes?
No minutes. I've been a busy bee. Business.
7:51, we're adjourned.
You know